Hey everybody, welcome to the Balance 519. This is my coach's rant. I guess for this week, I've been seeing a lot of the new procedures and policies that all the clubs are doing, and I mean the Taekwondo clubs. Gyms, we are still kind of at bay on what's going on. Can't really give you guys a date. I can say maybe mid July. Now, after today's news, they're saying Peel and Toronto are going to stage two. And if they can, I guess, successfully remain in that stage for the next couple of weeks without any big spikes, then the rest of the province can look into stage three, and that's where we are. Now, the final list of things that we need to abide by, they're not set in stone yet. Nobody really knows. I know the big corporates have their certain things that they're gonna do and they're implementing, and we're not some big corporate, but we already have our measures done. But we just need to know what it's officially going to be. Um, that's as far as the our club side, the fitness side. As far as the Taekwondo martial arts side, yeah, it it almost gives me a bit of anxiety. No, I wouldn't say almost. No, it does give me anxiety, and it's not because I think, oh, opening the club, the virus will spread and things like that. That's not my worry at the moment. It's just not it's new. With everybody, it's new. So you know, maybe there's something you forget, or somebody, you know, gets too close to somebody, or whatever. We're all gonna try to do what we're told and asked to do, with the new rules, but we're not gonna be perfect. So my worry is that, if a parent or a student or somebody sees, oh, that person got too close to me, or this person didn't do this, or I think this person is sick. I just don't want anyone to think that we're endangering anyone's children or themselves if they're athletes. That part is what worries me the most. Is just all the clubs trying to do the right thing, and then sometimes you get those people that just want to cause issues, and maybe they have every right to cause the issue, but believe me, it wasn't done maliciously. Us club owners aren't trying to break the rules or not abide by something on purpose. It's because it's new, and we're learning, and we're just trying to get used to it just as much as you guys are. So that part worries me. Pardon me. It's not COVID. Um, Another thing is what I'm thinking about is the competitions. Um, my my kid is I'm not worried. Like, I obviously she has a bit of an advantage because not only do I train her as a taekwondo athlete, but she also gets the advantage of myself being a personal trainer and owning a gym as well. So she gets to do all her cross training with her Olympic lifts and just all of that conditioning, on top of also using the club to actually do taekwondo. But then she also has me on the nutrition side because none of my I guess all my guys that fight high performance, we don't ever have to make weight like old school style, like having to drop water weight. Um, I know we have when things have come up and we weren't ready. Like one time, I remember. So my dad unfortunately passed away, and provincials was during one of the wakes. So it was the wake, and then the next day was my dad's funeral, and obviously Maxina is going to be there. So she already intended not to go, not to do the provincials. But then because nobody registered, so we did register. Obviously, she registered prior to it happening. So Taekwondo Ontario said, well, she did register. If she does this, if she does want to make weight because no one else registered, then she'll still get the division. She just has to make weight on Friday, and she doesn't have to stay, and she doesn't have to do the bow out because they were really nice about understanding that my father passed. So, which I really appreciate, Taekwondo Ontario. That was a nice moment. So that was probably the only time because we didn't expect it. So Max wasn't training, and you're doing all the. It's someone really close to you passes away. We're not training, and you either get into that one mode where you don't want to eat anything, or you just want to sit around and eat everything. So, anyways, they just said you had to make weight, and because we were like, oh, you're a couple pounds over, that night we did have to figure out a way to have her make weight, but it wasn't anything too crazy because my athletes, especially my daughters, were always in striking distance of where to be, and I don't encourage people to fight out of their weight class ever. Like, that's just I remember back in the day it was a move that we did because it was different. It was competitive in a totally different way because the back leg game, weight really mattered in the back leg game. Like, you did want to be the biggest person in the weight class, so cutting to be the biggest person in the weight class below was definitely a good idea when the old school back leg game was in play. I don't know. Maybe the back leg coaches out there can agree with me. It was for heavyweight, I know. I didn't want to be there. I was too short, but I didn't have the knowledge I have now in dieting and training. But anyways, so with the high performance, it's just gonna happen, right? Like I said in the last podcast, Taekwondo Canada and just all, like, they're gonna do their best if they can make nationals happen this year. Awesome. Like, I know we're all wanting it, really bad for all our own selfish reasons, but if it's not safe and if it's not gonna be fair and if it's too much of a rush, then whatever. You can't, if it can't happen, it can't happen, and it's not. We all take it personally that it's just us, but no, it's obviously the entire country doesn't get to fight. It's not like, oh, every kid but our team. So, but if it is able to happen, guess what? You better be in shape because that's just it. Like, it might be like you find out you have 8 weeks. If you think that you can, if you're not in shape already, like. And I know some people are listening. I know there's some fighters like in our game, in our sport, that are listening, go, yeah, I could get in shape in 8 weeks. Yeah, you probably were a former Canadian champion, or you've probably fought around the world, or you're high level. I get it, but not a lot of players are at the level. Like, there's only a couple spots to be the best in Canada. Not everybody is there. So there's a bunch of people, like training and fighting and making their way to become the best. So my talk about being in shape before the 8 week mark is definitely not to you former Canadian and world champions. You better know what you're doing. You're a freaking world champion. But yeah, to like even my team, I made sure I had them, doing their 5K running and doing what we could until we could start to train, but they needed to be in shape. There's just a lot of mistakes too, when you guys start cutting, because I assume, because I put on a heck of a lot of weight. I'm trying to diet now, and it's not easy during these times. Just still with things not being normal, and I know things aren't going to be normal, so just making do, trying to get back into shape. But a lot of people, like, I just want to give a bit of advice. Like, obviously, if I'm gonna work with an athlete, I need to really, really know them, and it takes more than just, saying random things that'll help. But if there's any way I can help, you know, um, I do have some things that will aid in it. I believe. The first thing is don't change too many variables. A lot of people, when they want to get back into shape, especially fighters, you guys have some of the strongest minds, and I get it. Like, it was only due to Taekwondo, and what I went through in Taekwondo was the only reason why I had the strong enough mind to diet down for all those bodybuilding shows. Um, sorry, then I was thinking about bodybuilding. No, Taekwondo, concentrate, Gary. Taekwondo. Yeah, don't change too many variables, and because it also changing too many variables, I say that to my athletes in bodybuilding as well. But as for all of us, when you change too many variables, then your body kind of goes into shock. Like I was saying, you fighters, you just okay, it's time. I just saw they just posted my next fight is on this date, so I have 9 weeks, and then you guys go crazy. And so not only do you ramp up the training, but then you start doing really aggressive clean eating. And because you associate a lot of your fighting shape with the scale naturally, right? Naturally, you have an idea of what your fighting weight is. So because it might be heavier than that at the moment, you chase the number thinking the conditioning will be there, and that's just not how it works. And I get it. A lot of people just think of it that way. So you can't like rush getting there and then expecting to perform a certain way. That's a big difference with looking like eating to look good and eating to perform well. That happened at Titan. I don't know if you guys watch Titan games. Obviously, I'm a huge rock fan. And I love it. I love the Titan games. I just like that kind of. It's almost like the closest thing to being able to see people fight. Instead of watching UFC, I get to see them do it, but with strength competitions. Anyways, it was just nice because the one Titan. So the Titans get handpicked. The original ones get handpicked by The Rock, and then the competitors battle best 2 out of 3 events, and then they get to battle on Mount Olympus against the handpicked Titan. Now, whoever wins each week stays Titan. And both the handpicked Titans that The Rock picked, oh man, I forget their names. The one girl was, I think Jennifer Graff. She was, some like 5-time Ninja Warrior. I'm Googling it right now. 5-time Ninja Warrior. And Jessie Graff, not Jennifer Graff. And she came in like absolutely shredded, like lean. Like, man, if she stepped on stage to do it, because she does like gymnastics and martial arts, so she'd probably do 90-second fitness routine or something. I don't even know if she'd last. She was so lean that when she went to Mount Olympus, she was cooked. She had nothing. She gassed, and then the CrossFit girl she beat her. And then the same thing happened in the guys. Victor Cruz, he was the handpicked Titan from by The Rock, and then he went against the guy that climbed through, and he was in the military, and I think he was the kid that was this tiny guy, beat his brother on the guy's side, and then beat the Titan, beat Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz gassed bad. It was just so crazy to see those guys. Man, if you're handpicked. Oh, here I go. I'm supposed to be talking about Taekwondo, and now I'm talking about Titan games. if you're handpicked though, for real, and you're like a former Pro Bowler, or you're like 5-time American Ninja Warrior, and you're like Hollywood. She was like a Hollywood stunt person, like, you know. And then I guess like I don't know if she dieted so hard because she was gonna be on TV. I don't know, but she got smashed. It's like these this powerlifting CrossFit girl just smashed her. She had these huge legs. I thought the big girl was gonna gas just because I get it. That's a lot of muscle, but no, she was in shape. She killed her. It was awesome. I love underdogs. That's my thing. Underdog movies, wicked underdog stories. Man, any underdog stories, you guys, whoever's listening, you got an underdog story or know somebody, message me. Let me know. I want to interview them. I want to know it. I love them. The best. Okay, what the heck was I talking about? Changing variables. Yeah. You don't change. So again, I get that you want to be a certain weight because that certain weight does reflect your best fighting shape. But yeah, if you diet too hard and then all of a sudden the output is too hard, like you're training way from nothing to all of a sudden 5K every day or 5K every other day into, hitting pads and doing whatever, doing bag work or whatever it may be, you're going from like your quarantine COVID, I don't know what's happening with Taekwondo body and mentality into I need to be Canadian champion again. Like it's gonna happen. Sir just got the email that it's on this date. Like, first, please be in shape ahead of time. If you're a high level athlete, do your job, man. Like, doesn't, oh man, it drives me nuts when people at the high level, like in UFC, they don't make weight. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I can say it because I've had to make weight before in fighting and bodybuilding. Like, it's just do your job. I'm not even a professional. I'm a nobody. I did amateur shows. Like, and you guys are getting paid, televised. Like, this is your. I mean, I don't know if regardless undercard, whatever. You're almost being paid, full time to do what you love. We don't do that. We all we're hustling and grinding and, collecting freaking help from the government during this time. And you guys are the only sport out that's doing live anything. Like, man, like Dana White's got it on lock. Gives you this opportunity and you don't make weight. I don't know, man. I don't know. Man, there should be like a bunch of hungry other people that are there ready to make. Is that what happens? Somebody let me know. I think that's what happens, right? They're smart enough to do that, right? Have a bunch of people ready to fight the same day, COVID checked, hungry to just give me a chance, give me a chance. Man, that drives me nuts, man. It drives me nuts. The weight cut. Anyways, I haven't given you shit about anything about how to get in shape for if you're a Taekwondo fighter trying to get your COVID pounds off. I didn't even give you any hints yet. Useless. Just talking about what I want. It's funny because I'm going to cut all of that and you're going to see it at some other time. And it's just going to sound like I gave good information the entire time. But yes, let's go back to variable changing. Okay. So, don't change too many. If anything, don't change the amount of calories you take in. Just change where you're getting them from. So, if you're for some reason eating 2,500 calories a day, and, it's stemming from a lot of junk food and things that are, you're eating out a lot or you're, getting food delivered because we do that a lot too. But yeah, if you're doing that, then kind of keep the same calorie count, especially because all of a sudden your output's going from 0 to 100. Um, so yeah, like if you were eating a lot of sweets, then yeah, obviously just change to something different that's a little cleaner, like fruit, um, and like just cleaner sources of everything. Like try not to get anything processed. You know, I know there's a bunch of people that are against meat right now. I'm not one of those people. I'm not against really anything. Just everything in moderation is fine with me. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Then, anytime I talk about dieting or prep or fighting or my guys, it's because I actually have experience in dieting and prep and fighting and my guys. I'm not saying that what works for me or my team or my clients is going to work for you, but maybe try it, you know. So yeah, so wow, what's wrong with me? I'm just all over. So just yeah, keep the calories clean, but don't cut them as, per se. I don't want you see, I say this, I'm gonna say I don't want you too hungry, but people are like, oh yeah, I was hungry, so I just kept eating. Your your advice sucks. I keep putting weight on. She told me to eat. Pardon me. All right. So, did I even give an advice yet? What did I say? Eat clean. Could have just put eat clean on Instagram. Could have got way more advice than that. All right. So, don't change too many variables. So, don't go hard output with no input because then your body won't be able to handle it. Okay. Should have just said that. Number two is for training wise, don't forget your mobility. Like I'm old now. I've had a lot of really bad injuries. They didn't stop me from anything, but I had really a lot of bad injuries. So take it from me. I'm so injury prone and kind of athletic fighter mindset, hard headed, because after all of them, I still continue to beat on my body to get to the goal I was going for when I injured myself. But if I was a little better at mobility, and getting massage, getting, stretching. Oh my gosh, stretching, rolling out, like just repairing the machine. Like when you're in your 20s, 30s, it's so weird because old freaking guys used to say this to me in the gym when I was young, and I was like, whatever, I'm Superman, shut up. And now here I am trying to tell other 20 and 30-year olds, you want to save your body? Because I fought until last year, and I was post stroke. It can be done, but you don't have to have a stroke. You don't have to have, torn hamstrings and biceps and bad hips, and just take care of the machine. Like happens to a lot of fighters. You fight and beat on yourself just to make it, let's say, on Team Canada or to the UFC, wherever. Now you're finally made the big show. World Championship comes, and you got nothing. The machine's too broken. Like you can't even get through a training camp to get to the biggest fight of your life because you thought the climb was the only fight you had. No. You got to keep the machine going. Like the journey, that whole trying to climb the ladder in anything, in any sport or anything you do, whether it be business or taekwondo or bodybuilding or freaking track and field, tennis, I don't care. If you're a competitor in life or in a sport, man, you gotta buckle down. You gotta have that tunnel vision. You gotta just go. Yeah, so treat the machine well. Um, yeah, you can't, beat on it and expect it to just always be there. You gotta take care of it, or it's not gonna be there on the big day. You got to take that time. I can't stress enough on how important that is. So, mobility before and after you train, especially high level fighters. There's no question. Massage, seeing a good RMT, it's a good thing. I literally see one, and I don't have benefits. I'm a business owner, so I pay out of pocket for my massage, and I do it every Friday. And she just came back, like she's back to work now. So I've had two 2 hour massages so far last week and this week. Then they just go back to an hour and a half, and that's all out of pocket. Like I can't do what I do, like train to keep me moving, and don't stiffen up because my one side that from the stroke it was like stiffens right up. It's hard to explain. It's like flexed all the time. But I still got to train and move it and stretch. So I need that loosen because my hips. That's why if you ever see me go upstairs or down, like anytime you see me on stairs, it looks like I'm 85 years old. There's probably some 85 years old or 85. There's probably some 85-year-old people that can beat me up and down the stairs. And I try so hard. I try to look normal, and it's just not gonna happen. Anyways, so I see my massage therapist every week, even prior to the stroke, every week. I had so many other injuries, and that's because I didn't do the mobility. So now I gotta freaking try and keep the machine going because I didn't take care of it in order to do the things I do. And I have to train. It's not like I'm not gonna train. Like training is not just because I want to look a certain way all the time, but I need it for my own mental health. Like that's everybody, man. Everybody talks about it like it's for these special crazy people or these special insecure people, or I don't get it. Like mental health is like it's everywhere. It's not even I don't know. Like I was in therapy I don't know, since 2007, and on and off, certain things, all different things, like relationships, my own self-worth, um, figuring out what my next step was, you know, um, dealing with stuff from my past, and then like dealing with stuff with, stress in the business, and just so many other, but sometimes you need to chat to someone outside of your circle. I have tons of friends, sure, but I have a ton of yes men around, you know, you know, uh, which I get. That's kind of, they're your boys, not many times are you wrong around the boys. So I get it, especially when when you're younger, it's only later in life that, men really, really mature. I totally believe that. But yeah, when you're younger, I needed someone to bounce some ideas off of. So I feel no ways in saying that I was in therapy. And again, I didn't have, what's it called? Benefits or anything like that. So I went to U of G, U of G has a program that helps people like in my situation, in my financial situation, because it's not like I'm going to pay $200 an hour and be able to afford that. But I needed help. So there's help out there. And it's not I don't know. I don't feel weird saying it. I am, people know, my friends and the members, my students, my athletes, my clients, they know who I am. They know who I am as a person and the things I believe in. You can see that at the club that Mike and I have. You can see it through my daughter, like how I parent, how it's not, I have no shame in saying that, yeah, I'm not perfect and I went through a lot to become the person I am. But if the person I am is, you know, who everybody likes and gets to know, then who cares how I got here? Everyone has a story. Everyone has their own struggle. Don't matter, man. I ain't no one. I'm not God. I ain't gonna judge. No one. Who has the right to judge? Nobody. There's only one judge. In my eyes. So, I ain't gonna judge. Therapy helps, man. Training helps. Nothing better than having some stress and you just kind of throw your headphones on and focus on whatever that is that's the issue and get underneath some weight and just let her go. Nothing better than that. Or like even just getting on cardio. I can't do much different things on cardio. I can only bike really. So, but yeah, I can go on a bike and just, for an hour and just get a killer ride out and just feel better about whatever I was stressing, And, lately everything is good. Just this COVID and what the business is going to be like afterwards. And are we going to recover? And what are the, it's one thing to open the club, but what's it going to be like? How many people are going to drop off? How many, what are the hours like? Are people going to then choose to just have home gyms? Like, I don't know. There's all those unknowns. But you know what I know is that the bike works and getting underneath some weight works. So I will train and I will cycle all that stress off because I can. So I get that. I get that you guys are dying to get in the gym, wanting to do the same thing that I'm doing. And it sucks. You're not able to. But, I really hope you're figuring something out. You're doing something that's going to help. Because you got to. You can't just take it laying down. You just can't be like, well, no, it sucks. I can't work out, so I'm just going to give up. I hope you guys didn't do that. I'm sure not. I see so many of you, running and walking and, just doing your thing. And it's nice. And it's nice to see you guys too because, there's a lot of negative feedback online. Just because for some reason everybody that is mad that the gym's not open, they kind of talk to us like it's our fault. It's not, I swear. I would love for you guys to come. So those don't make the loss of business and stress of if we'll even have a business, and then you get that negative stuff. That sucks. But, to the people that Mike and I run into that, wave, say hi, and, hope that we're okay. Like, we really appreciate that. It helps because then it's like, oh, there is people that want us to push through, and we see it online. There are a lot of you still. Like, I'm not saying that we don't see it because we do. It's just that, sometimes when it's just funny how the negative kind of gets us all more riled up than the positive stuff. I don't wish on any of the gyms or any of the personal training studios. I don't wish on any of those people to go under. Truly. Mike and I, we want our industry to still thrive, especially after this. Everyone talks about how to stop the virus from spreading, but no one's talking about how to fight it off or how to prevent it from doing worse to you than it has to. Like, no one talks about, deficient vitamin D levels, and no one talks about trying to strengthen your immune system and trying to eat healthier and try to work out. And yeah, those things help. Like, that's how you can, with a stronger immune system, you could hopefully fight things better if you do catch it. But nobody talks about that. So our industry, I want us to all thrive. I want those, I want John and Jana to, I know their personal training studio. That's a huge hit. They were with us before and they were able to build their business. Sure, they left and, it was like, oh, they left and their business went with them. So, you're sour because of that. But deep inside, no, we want you guys to do well. It just sucked. It was almost just, it's like a family breaking up. That's all. But yeah, I want you guys to survive. Even, man, Good Life and the Movadis, sure. To us, they're the big box club that, takes away from the little guy, whatever. We figured it out before. We'll figure it out again. Will them going under increase our business? Maybe, but maybe not. What if that instills fear? Like, well, if Good Life couldn't do it, then maybe they know something the other gyms don't. Maybe we shouldn't sign up at any other place. Who knows? Who knows what kind of ripple that is? Regardless, you get more out of things with empathy. So I we feel bad. We feel like we want all businesses, especially in our industry, to come back. I think we all need it. We're talking about health every day, about the virus and deaths and sick and hospital, but we're not talking about, ways to make you healthier. So, yeah, wherever you were training, if you were training at our club, awesome, you're with the best. That's my opinion. But if you're with, the Good Lives or the Movadis, or if you're at a training studio with John and Jana, or, the other people that have training studios, you know, oh, I know Tim. Tim trains at our club, and he's got his own training studio. Like, I don't want his studio to go under. I don't want anyone's studio to go under. I think everybody, if wherever you're training, I hope you go back. How about that? How about, I'm not even greedy. I don't want to steal anybody. I just want all our members to still hope and get over whatever kind of issue we got with being afraid of this virus, and try to find a way to get back into your routine. Just do that. Like, if you're at Good Life, just go back. Just get healthy again. The more all of us are just healthier in our city, then our city will just be healthier all around. If things happen in our city, then hopefully we, like with a breakout, a spike in, the COVID spread, then hopefully we're in a better physical place to deal with it. Look it up about the vitamin D. I just recommend it, 4,000 IU a day, especially if you're darker. There's a really good podcast online with on Joe Rogan's with Dr. Rhonda Patrick. She's really good. Anyways, just an idea. Increase your vitamin D. Don't be vitamin D deficient. And it's a hormone. You realize that, okay? So just imagine you missing a hormone in your body. It can't be good. So again, I feel bad for this. This was supposed to be about Taekwondo. I wear my Taekwondo shirt and everything for it. You see that there, the Taekwondo AAU. In the back, it says coach. Not like you want to lay on the couch, but like I'm a couch. uh, yeah. I don't. Yeah. We don't want anyone. I truly don't want. It sucks when I heard about Midnight Sun going down. I felt bad for her. When I hear about these landlords or these tenants, their landlords aren't helping them out. Oh man, I feel bad. Our landlord is. He and she, like Rick and Krista. Shout out. They're awesome. They're helping where they can. The people that aren't getting the help, I must say, the people that I'm hearing about are not from this city. So let's just make that clear that, like, well, things are, I guess, pretty good. I don't know. There's probably going to be somebody who's like, no, my business is my landlord, whatever. Sorry. But the people that I've heard that are other Taekwondo schools and gyms, they're in different cities, and they're just, yeah, their landlords don't even care, which sucks. Sucks. I think everyone should care. I think everyone for the rest of this year needs to just kind of care and kind of be a little more empathetic towards each other. I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough time. We're all uptight. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know what things are going to look like because they're not going to be the same. We talk about it, oh, it's going to be normal later. No, it won't be normal later. Like, you're not going to all of a sudden start shaking hands in church again. You know, you're not going to all of a sudden see those plastic screens come down. That's just going to always stay up. So that's what's normal. You know, social distancing will just always be a thing. I think that's, that's our new normal, social distancing. I just don't see it going back because what's going to happen in the winter? You know? It's funny too how you hear about all the people that got really sick getting COVID were the ones they just say, here I am conspiring on my podcast. They're just saying, I was hearing that it was a lot of people with the flu vaccine. Oh my gosh, my sister is going to go crazy. Stop saying this stuff. Yes, I said it. I don't know. It's weird. Think about it. How it attacks just the elderly. And people with conditions like, shit, man, you should see the pills I take. I have a blood thinner. I got a cholesterol pill, high blood pressure, a huge amount of high blood pressure pill. I take a lot of stuff to make sure that stroke don't happen again. Keep my blood thin. And I'm supposed to be one of those people that shouldn't get COVID because of all my issues. But, between that and then you just see all the elderly people, they're dropping like flies. And it's terrible. It's terrible with the whole, not some of these people died alone because you couldn't visit. I thought about that with my dad. I was so happy that, he wasn't suffering through his cancer during this because that would have been, oh gosh, that would have been bad. So I feel bad and I pray for those families that had to suffer through that and still kind of suffering through it now. It's still not, it's not the way it was. There was new rules. Like I just hugged my mom on Father's Day. That was the first time I hugged her since March. And so it's been tough on everybody. Sucks. But this is it. We complain and we vent about it, but that's just how it goes. Guelph, we got to wear masks. I still not, walk into it. Oh, shoot, I got to put a mask on. Oh, I'm going to go grab, this. Oh, I got to put a mask on. You forget. But it's, remember when masks were weird? When SARS came out and we used to think that people were wearing masks. I know you're thinking it. The Asians. It's fine. I'll say it. I can say it. But yeah, you guys saw Asians with masks what was it, 2004? I forget when that was. I remember when the Toronto Pro Show got canceled because of the SARS, then Toronto Pro Show did not come back for a while. It died and then it was reborn. I think it was Jim Morris and Ron Hache that helped bring all that back. And I know, man, who's that Taekwondo guy? Jacked. Won the Ontarios. John Aleo. I got you. I remember, bro. Hey, he helped reborn the Toronto Pro Show too. Yeah, because after SARS, it was dead for a while. And then the first rebirth is when John Aleo won that. I still remember that routine, John. It was crazy, man. You were spinning in the opening. Oh, it's crazy. Anyways, but yeah. Oh, and he does taekwondo, like I said, and he wanted to get a high performance on that because it's almost like the Arnold Classic for Canada. Truly, it's huge, huge show, huge expo. Who knows what that's gonna be like? But, anyways, once that comes back on, he wanted a couple high performance rings. So we'll look into that, bro. We'll look into that. Yeah, so weird. I didn't want to just randomly spiel about shit. I wanted to talk about Taekwondo players trying to get back into fight shape and not rush it. That's all I want you guys to do. Don't rush it, and if you need help dieting, and be in shape, you know, and like the whole thing about the variables, like if you are, trying to cut for your regular weight class, so it's not a weight class you've never fought at, because I don't condone that, but if it's the weight class you're supposed to be in and you're just a little, pardon me, a little out of shape, pardon me, and you're a little out of shape, then sure, you know, these things will work, but you got to be in some kind of shape. But yeah, as you so whatever you're eating, make sure if you're going to start cutting carbohydrates out, I don't want you to cut them in the morning, and I don't want you to cut them post workout, because you need them then. Those are the two major times, and those are the best times for you to add carbohydrates in your day, just because you haven't had it. You've been basically fasting all night, so the first time you get it is in the morning. That's fine, and then post workout, it'll just help in your recovery, and at least you utilize the sugar right away. Like the carbohydrates get utilized right away. You don't have to worry about that getting stored. Now your sources, make sure you're getting them from clean sources. Don't want you eating a loaf of bread after, or ice cream. It's high carb. Is butter a carb? Is this a carb? Macaroni. Wait for it. Salad. I forget where that line's from. My sister always tells it to me. Oh, man, I can't think. Family Guy? No, I don't know. Anyways, wow, there's a lot of outtakes. I'm going to be cutting the shit out of this podcast. I'm going to edit this forever. How many minutes has gone by? Holy shit. So it was 50 minutes of just haven't said any. I have not helped you at all, Taekwondo people. It's like I don't care. Everybody fight heavyweight. Doesn't matter. You just fight heavyweight. I watch a heavyweights. Yeah, I just don't like you doing the whole sauna cut. You don't have to do that stuff. Come in shape. Come in shape. Listen, Taekwondo people, if you want help in getting back into fight shape, and you want to do it without harming the machine or doing it the wrong way, message me. You guys can find me. Your coaches can find me. And that's up to them too, as long as, I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes, and I'm not trying to say my way is the best way, but obviously with my athletes, my daughter and me, you can tell that we kind of have the nutrition and training thing when it comes to Taekwondo on lock, just because I have translated all over. So if you need help, I'm willing to help, man. This isn't, we got us, our Taekwondo community is not a big community. We think it is, but it's not. It's not. It's not. I have seen you guys my whole life. Like George, from George to Mark to Jerome to Romel to all these guys, man. Man, I've seen you guys since the Colin James, since the San Kims, since the when I fought for Julio Vasquez, and then like man, we have been here, man, and it's just us. We were the guys, and then now we have guys. That's the evolution. So the guys from my era, the ones if your guys need help, I'm not when it comes to this too. This is like whatever. On the day of the fight, may the best fighter win. I could care less if I helped one of your guys or girls be healthy when she or he came into their fight and made weight. I don't care. I'll help. It's not a why. I'm not banking on, oh, okay, guys, don't worry. They're gonna diet incorrect to make weight, or they're not gonna be at their best, and that's when we'll get them. No way. No way. I'm not like that. It never was like that. I want to beat the best version of everybody I face. Whether it be on bodybuilding stage or in the ring, it better be the best. I don't want you to go around and saying, oh yeah, Gary beat me because I was at my best. No, 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 no. I don't want anybody to have that. I want you to be at your best, and then I'll beat you at your best. That's when it's gonna be good. So whatever, you guys need help. Your athletes need help. Trying to get trying to figure out new eating plans for post COVID and trying to get into fight shape. I'll help. Just message me. You guys know where to find me. All right, I've rambled long enough, and I literally only helped my Taekwondo community at the end of this rant. Who knows what I'm going to put out there after I cut it all. There's probably about 13 minutes of usable footage here out of my, what am I at? 53-minute rant. Oh gosh. All right. I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in and listening this long. You're probably just listening to like some 2-minute clip, and I'm like, oh, thanks for listening to me this long. Whatever. You sacrificed a minute just now. Anyways, Balance 519. I'm out. Coach's rant. Done.